This is Greg Esposito with GTL, and thanks for taking a little bit of time today to learn about our new plan, Turbo Term, level term life insurance. If you're not familiar with Guaranteed Trust, let me tell you just a little bit about us. We're located in Glenview, Illinois. Been around for quite a long time, since 1936. Mutual insurance company. The only state that we do not try to get our products approved in would be New York. AM Best rating, A-, excellent, and for many, many years now, zero debt on our balance sheets. With regard to the plan, let's get right into it and talk about why we developed a plan called Turbo Term. So what we saw in the market is people who are looking for the best price for term insurance had to go through a lot to get it. And by a lot, I mean a lot of time and some medical exams. So if you're looking for the least expensive term plan out there, you're generally meeting with an agent, filling out an application, and then having to schedule a vital exam, also blood test, HOS exam, wait a week or two for those results, and then finally get a final offer from the insurance carrier you've applied for to see if you've applied for the coverage, you get the coverage, and you can afford the coverage. So Turbo Term's quite a bit different. Basically what we're doing is we're doing all of the underwriting while we're doing the application process, so that you're meeting with an agent and you're going ahead and filling out the application. There's some underwriting going on in the background. That's the AI part. And then when you finish the application questions, you should have your final offer. And that's when you can decide if you want to follow through and purchase the Turbo Term plan or not. So Turbo Term, in a nutshell, it's going to give you the great prices that you're looking for term insurance without the hassle of having to take a blood test, HOS, vitals exam. So let's get into a little bit more and see what the story is behind it. First off, GTL has developed artificial intelligent underwriting. So there's some underwriting going on as your client is answering the application questions. So this, again, is a fully underwritten term plan, so not everybody is going to get it. We're anticipating about a 70% issue rate instantly, and that so far is what we have been experiencing. But again, you can get the great prices that you're looking for without a medical exam. Getting into the product details a little bit here, where is it available? Well, it's available just about everywhere with the exception of California and New York. So real easy to remember where Turbo Term is available. Also, no medical exams, very affordable. You're going to be able to get that coverage in just a few minutes in most instances. And you got a really wide coverage range, 100,000 all the way up to 1 million, depending upon your age. Now, who can get this plan? Who can apply for it? Well, age 20 to 70, based upon their nearest birthday, those are the folks that you can target for Turbo Term. And just like most term plans out there, you have different terms to choose from. We have a 10-year, 15-year, 20-year, 25-year, and 30-year term. And again, you can go as low as 100,000 in face amount coverage and up to $1 million. Now, let's take a little deeper dive into that in terms of who can get up to $1 million. Well, only certain ages can apply for up to $1 million of coverage. You can go from age 20 to 50 and get any term plan that you would like, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And as you can see on the slide, as you get a little bit older, your ability to get not only the longer terms, but also the higher face amount does decrease. But you can still see, even up to age 70, you can get up to $500,000 of coverage with a 10-year term plan. Now, whichever one you choose, the 10-year, 15, 20, 25, or 30-year term, they all come with an accelerated benefit should you be diagnosed with a terminal illness with 12 months or less to live. So you can get up to 90% of that face amount accelerated to you to take care of some medical costs and whatever else you'd like to spend that money on. Couple riders are available. There's an accidental death rider that you can get up to $250,000 to double your coverage. There's also a waiver of premium rider. Here's the details on that. If you become totally disabled for at least 6 months, that's when this waiver premium rider kicks in. How long does it last? Well, if you're totally disabled before the age of 60, then the waiver premium rider will last indefinitely. However, if you become totally disabled after the age of 60, the premium is going to be waived until the age of 65. Now, a lot of your clients will most likely have some children, and if they do have some children between 15 days old to up to 18 years, well, you can go ahead and get them up to $10,000 with this child rider. So getting into the underwriting a little bit, this is kind of the fun part about it. So there's 8 questions that your clients will have to answer, and there could be more based upon how they answer those 8 questions. So I'll give you a great example. Let's say one of the questions is, do you have high blood pressure? If they answer that no, well, they're going to go on to the next question of those 8. However, if they answer that question yes, there's probably going to be a couple additional questions asking if they're taking medication for it, what their last blood pressure reading was when they visited the doctor, that kind of information. So you can see we're taking not just 8 questions, we're taking 8 questions plus any additional ones that need to be asked based upon how the client answers the question. That's part of the artificial intelligence underwriting. There's another side to it. While the client is going out and answering those 8 questions, the underwriting system is also going out and getting some additional information on them from 6 other sources. For example, an MIB, an RX check, motor vehicle records, etc. So while you're doing the application with your client, that other additional underwriting is going on, and then at the end of the questions, they're going to get their final offer. And you're going to get 3 different outcomes. You know, they could be instantly issued, it could be referred to underwriter, or it could be declined. What we're seeing so far is, again, about 70% instantly issued and 3 different risk levels. So your client's going to get a quote right away when you do it for them. And based upon how they answer the questions and how that other underwriting goes behind the scenes, they're either going to get that final offer of a preferred rate, a standard rate, or standard express. And I'm sure while I've been talking to you, you've been looking at the screen and you see that there's smoker rates and non-smoker rates. Speaking of rates, let's take a peek at some rates. And I think if you do sell quite a bit of term insurance and you look at these turbo term rates, you're going to see that they are very, very competitive, as low, if not lower, than the rates of a term plan that you're selling today. A couple different ways in case you're wondering, how do I quote this? Do I have to go through the entire application process? Absolutely not. You can just go to turboterm.com. Included in that website is a quoter that you could just go ahead and run some rates to just kind of verify, yeah, this plan really does have great rates. And the other way to do it is, if you're doing it for a client, why not start on the Turbo Term agent portal and just go ahead and get the quote going. And if they're happy with that, you can go ahead and do that e-application right then and there. So let's get into how we access that Turbo Term portal. If you go to GTL's website and then on the top right side you click Agent Login, you would log in using your normal credentials. And then there's a second login. That's when you'll see you have the access to the Turbo Term banner that you see on your screen. And that's where you'll log in for a second time, but you're still using your same GTL login and password that you did to log into GTL's agent portal. Now, I've got a quick video to show you on how the process looks. It's definitely sped up a little bit, so we're not looking at it for 10 minutes, but just take a quick peek and you'll see how easy it is to apply for your clients using the Turbo Term agent portal. All right, there you go. You can really see how quickly you can apply for a client. Obviously, you're not going to go as fast as that cursor and typing is going on the screen, but you get a good idea of what's happening here. You're going to apply, you're going to get an initial quote, and then you're going to start answering the questions. And while that's going on, it's doing some additional work in the background, and then you get your final offer really quickly. So hope you enjoy kind of the new artificial intelligence program we have for the Turbo Term plan. Go ahead and save your clients a couple weeks of not only getting a blood test, HOS, and vitals, but waiting to find out if they're going to get the rate that they want for their term insurance plan. Of course, we have great marketing materials here at GTL. They're available a couple different ways. You know, you can always go to GTL's website, download a PDF of them. You can always call GTL sales support at 800-323-6907 or email them at agency@gtlic.com. You know, whatever way you want to do business with us, we're happy to do it with you. So keep that in mind. Feel free to order some materials. We'll order them right and mail them right to your front doorstep. If you want to just go ahead to the website, get the PDF, download it right onto your desktop. Whatever you like to do, we're happy to work with you. Also, just want to pass along again, you can go to turboterm.com just to run some quotes if you like. There's also some additional product information there. So no need to go into the portal, log in to TurboTerm unless you're really going to be quoting a client and doing the application for them right then and there. Just go get a simple quote at turboterm.com. Okay, the numbers for GTL, you need some help, you need some supplies, you got some questions on the product, logging into the website, anything like that, feel free to give them a call at 800-323-6907. Their email, agency@gtlic.com. And during normal business hours at GTL, you can also text to chat the sales support crew at the same 800 number. If you wouldn't mind, take a minute to put my name, Greg Esposito, and my email address, gspo@gtlic.com. Put it in your phone. So if you do happen to be talking to somebody about TurboTerm and you get stumped or you got a question out of the blue, feel free to reach out to me, whether it's during business hours or after business hours. Always happy to help and look forward to answering your questions about TurboTerm and look forward to working with you in the future. And appreciate your time today. Have a great rest of the day.